Welcome to Talmudic Treasures. Today we're learning Ketubot page 109, which discusses a situation where a person, we'll call him Reuven, had a complaint. He said that the field that you are sitting on is actually mine. That field was actually stolen, and it is my field. So this person, Levi, who is the one who's currently sitting on the field, says, I understand you're upset, but I purchased this field from someone else. I purchased this field from Shimon. So probably Shimon was the one who owned the field because I bought it off of him. So on this, Reuven said, no. It doesn't matter. I know that Shimon sold you this field, but Shimon stole that field from me. So even though you bought it from him, you had no right to buy it because it wasn't for sale. It was my field. Here's the problem. They pull out the document, and the document actually has Reuven, the one who's making this complaint. He is one of the people that actually signed the document, saying that this was a good sale. Shimon sold the field to Levi. Now, it seems pretty obvious that if in fact Reuven was the rightful owner of this property, he would never have actually signed a document which says that this field, which he claims is his, is being sold to someone else. And according to one opinion, that's true. He loses out by virtue of the fact that his name is on the bottom of this document. However, there's actually another interesting approach to say that Reuven may still have a valid claim. How could he have a valid claim? He signed away this document showing that the field was Shimon's and that Shimon was selling it to Levi. So on this we have a very interesting interpretation. And the Talmud says the reason is his claim could be Hasheni Noachli Varishon Kasha Himenu. Do you know why I signed that document? It's not because I really wanted to admit and say that this field is not mine. No, the field is mine. So why did I do it? Because between these two people, Shimon, who was supposedly the one who owned this field, he's a very, very difficult person to deal with. And because of that, I wanted him out of the picture. So I signed the bottom of this document. So now that Levi is the one who is the quote-unquote owner of this field, and now I can deal directly with him, because Levi is a much calmer individual. He's a person that I would rather deal with in business, or in this case, in this litigation process, and I don't want to have to deal with Shimon. And interestingly enough, there is the opinion that possibly this is correct, that he has this legitimate claim to be able to make this statement. And therefore, even though he signed it, that may not necessarily be enough of a proof that he's not the right owner. But we see from here this concept that sometimes you may have a certain position, but you just don't want to have to deal with the person in front of you. They're oppositional, they're difficult, they're individuals who just don't get it, and therefore sometimes you just want to remain silent. It doesn't necessarily mean that you agree to that individual's opinion, but because of their harsh nature, you just don't want to be engaged in a confrontation with someone who is very rough and someone who is very difficult. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you agree to that individual. If instead you would be in a conversation with someone who is more calm, someone more open-minded, someone who is respectful and is a listener just as much as you are, so then all of a sudden you'll be able to express yourself and you'll be able to share your thoughts and opinions. So we see this same concept many times applied, not just in the Talmud, but in our lives as well. That you could be dealing with a rough and difficult person, and those types of people you just don't want to deal with. Those toxic individuals you just want to push away from your life. Instead, you would rather be around people who are easy and kind and nice to talk to.